Yo, BJ Gaddour here with the BJ Gaddour podcast. On today's episode, I'll be breaking down the brand new Summer SWOLE program, which starts this Monday, 5/5/25 at the time of recording this. And again, like all of our programs, even if you can't start right away, you can start anytime. They will live here ongoing for our VIP members ad-free. Again, all you got to do, click the join button underneath this video to learn more and become a VIP member today. Only $20 a month. Cancel anytime. You access all these programs, new, old, all that good stuff. Priority reply to comments, members only live streams. Also, members are the only ones that can comment and ask questions on live streams as well. So we'd love to have you for this program. I'm going to talk all about today. The goal is to build that coveted beach body. All right, we'll talk about that today, how we're going to go about doing that. And ultimately, if you're relatively in shape and you want to kind of fine tune things for the summer, this is designed to get you swimsuit ready in 6 weeks. If you have a lot more work to do or just getting started, it'll definitely help you look better in your swimsuit in 6 weeks. So obviously reasonable expectations based on where you're currently at, but a really beautiful program I put together for you guys. Members, if you have questions, drop them in the comments underneath this video and I'll answer them at the end. And drop them at any point during the podcast, or if you have questions or comments that arise in terms of what we're talking about. Wanted to run through the overall program, what to expect. I also have gotten some basic kind of upfront questions as well from members that I'll kind of get ahead and answer as well. But you're going to want to join this program. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, I love this period of time right now. We're just about to come into May. This will take you basically up to the point of, put you right into the summer. And it's not only a 6-week progressive program with something to do every weekday, weekends off, by the way. I think you'll enjoy. We'll talk about that too. But it also has a 3-week active recovery bonus period to finish off, which takes you all the way up until 4th of July. And then we will start from there our next program as well. So it's a great time to get involved. If you haven't already, a lot of us are coming off of the El FUEGO program that we just did, which made more full body fat loss focus, where Summer SWOLE is kind of a shred meets gains, kind of transitioning out of more fat loss protocols into more muscle building while also retaining the fat loss and the conditioning and all that good stuff as well. So you can jump in with us on this, even if you don't have the opportunity to follow up one of the previous programs. And you can even on weekends too, using the off weekends, if you're really inclined, you can look at some of the past programs too as well that you haven't done yet. So like the video, ask a question in the comments. If you're a member, I'll get to you towards the end. And if it's time sensitive in terms of what I'm talking about, just drop it there. If I see it, sometimes I miss when they pop up. I'll even answer it while I'm talking. But overall highlights of this. So, first thing, even if you're not going to be doing this program, I recommend taking on this daily swings challenge. I just saw a study posted. Let me actually pull it up here while I'm talking with you guys. Here it is. You can kind of see it here. I'll put a community post at some point so you can see it. But essentially, it's, again, I hate that we have to have studies to prove what we already know, what I've been talking about for years and years at this point. The EHO, every hour on the hour, doing at least a minute or two of mobility in particular, even some strength and other stuff too. But essentially, it's a study that showed that breaking up sitting with exercise snacks can boost muscle growth. A recent study shows that sitting for 7.5 hours led to the lowest muscle protein synthesis, while body weight squats every 30 minutes increased it by 29% and walking by 48%. Squats also increased muscle growth signals 7.6 times versus 1.6 times in sitting. Even small movement breaks help your body use protein better for muscle maintenance. And again, this is just, I've been talking about this for over a decade now in terms of, whether it be daily hangs or down dogs or planks, whatever your focus is, you pick a movement or two and you work it, you drip it hourly throughout your day. You pepper it in during your work day. And a lot of this stuff can be done at your work desk, whether you're working remotely or at home. My biggest recommendation has typically been the hang because it helps you with your shoulder mobility. It's so good for back pain and traction and decompressing your spine. It's also very good for upper body and grip strength, two predictors of longevity. And also they tend to go, people lose their upper body strength really fast as they age, because, they'll sleep and they're not working out. They'll still be on their feet during the day. But it can also be done with swings. And I've been talking about swings. There'll be a lot more swing focused content, both short form and our shorts, follow along workouts, ad free for our VIP members. And one thing just to know too, if you're VIP, all of the VIP content will have VIP in the title. That will mean it's only seen by you, and it's also has no ads on it. Public content remains has ads on it. So make sure, just so you know on that, we always get that question. But there's going to be swing focused workouts. We'll touch on that, but it's a simple practice. You can just start working a kettlebell. Very easy to take with you to work. I love doing it this time of year too, because this is the time of year where things warm up. A lot of you have been stuck in the gym. I used to live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I spent time in Pennsylvania when I worked at Men's Health, and I know firsthand how depressing it can be to be kind of confined inside. And finally, the sun cracks out. You get that good, beautiful weather, and you want to get outside and take your training with you. You're traveling a lot during the summer. We know that once June hits, a lot of families take vacation with school out and stuff like that. So a lot of all these workouts are travel home friendly. They can be taken to the gym, right? But in particular, when we talk about something like a swing, you can bring with you a 25 to 50 pound kettlebell and travel with it. Especially if I'm talking like driving or doing a weekend trip. Obviously, if you're going on a plane, you can figure out, maybe a friend who can have a kettlebell in there. You can rent a kettlebell for the week. But I love taking my kettlebells outside. In fact, there's a bunch of workouts I shot about 10 years ago. All of these, we call it the swing-a-thon. It was 6 different 15-minute swing workouts. And then eventually you take on, if you can, the 90-minute swing-a-thon challenge, doing them all. And that's kind of a challenge available to you at the end of the workout, with some good, like 1 or 2 days of rest, bookending that challenge. So you can rest and taper and that type of thing. It's not easy, but you'll be able to take it on at the end of the program here if you so feel inclined. You don't need to do it. I know some people panic with tests and stuff like that, but I love taking the kettlebell to the beach, to the park, outside in the backyard. And again, it's something I can also do right here. I got a kettlebell. I can do my work. An hour passes, I hit 10 to 20 swings. And the reason this kind of came up, not just the seasonal nature of it, but I did a community poll for our members, and 96% of you guys had kettlebells. And that really has been an area that we haven't had too much of content with. It's been a lot more dumbbell focused because, again, dumbbells have a smaller learning curve. They are more accessible, though. The kettlebell is now kind of it's a staple in all fitness settings at this point. But a lot of people are kind of scared to use it, don't know how to use it. And that's part of what we're going to kind of take advantage of now, is not just getting into the regular swing format, but also like learning how to do kettlebells. We'll talk about that later. That's part of this program is you'll learn from ground zero how to train with the kettlebell, on some content I produced with my top kettlebell expert, Jason C. Brown. I also put a podcast with him ad-free on the playlist. I definitely recommend you listen to, as he talks about, why kettlebells versus dumbbells, when it makes sense, and all the different ways in which you can use the kettlebell and stuff like that too. So there's a lot of education as well. But many of you know I've been talking about, I don't mean to be a broken record, but I've been battling pretty aggressive knee arthritis from football and powerlifting injuries when I was young, bone spurs, arthritis, bursitis. And on days, it's like a new thing where I've always been able to walk, even if things are, not going well, until now. Now I'm in a situation where there's a degree of swelling there that even a walk is enough impact where it can actually worsen the swelling or delay getting rid of the inflammation. And I had to do basically, it's just one of those things, initially you get depressed. This happened all the way in my journey with injuries or setbacks in and out of the gym. There's the grief, there's the depression, there's the woe is me. And then there's, okay, how can I figure this out? How can I bring an engineering mindset and often reverse engineer and regress further? Usually a lot of these cases come, it just, you think you're going back to ground zero and you find, oh, there's even a level I can go below that I need to kind of clean up to go to where I originally thought was ground zero. So it's just an educational opportunity. I can share stuff with you guys. I hope I wish you never deal with this. Arthritis is, I will tell you this. I was talking to my wife about this as well. I thank God that I have this job and that I have all of these modalities at home. Like I put in 3 to 5 hours a day to manage the arthritis. If I didn't have this job, I have no idea outside of painkillers, anti-inflammatories, and just being debilitated, how I could live a normal life. And this is just something a lot of people are dealing with. I'm even thinking about making like a knee pain club account where I just share, it's just about knee pain, whether it be, coming back from a surgery or just managing, an injured knee that will stay with you for life. It does, time doesn't heal all wounds. In that case, this is stuff that, once you injure a joint, it's going to be with you forever, especially after a surgery, or if you have, a lot of wear and tear. So I'm thinking about that. I don't know whether it be on Instagram here or both, but I'll continue to share it obviously here on the main channel. But that's a new thing. Like I'm like, I should not be walking today. This is crazy. I 42. What is happening? Obviously I can do my pull work, and I've been doing a lot of that stuff too, and I'll be sharing a lot of pull stuff as we go into the summer here. But since a lot of you don't have water access or it's seasonal, I just kind of remind, oh yeah, you know what? This is what I did originally when I had a lot of knee issues. Is I just got really hard into swings because it doesn't require a lot of knee bending, even when they're inflamed and swollen. It's a more hip-driven movement, posterior chain. In fact, the only area that doesn't really get hit that hard on the swing, it's total body, are the quads. Now, the one thing, and I'll touch on this too, I'm going to be sharing my original Swing-a-thon workouts. And part of what I wanted to do with this too is the program's already ready to go. All the content is up. I'm going to be shooting new stuff. But what I didn't want to happen is, because now I'm an old man, and some days, even when I intend to film, I can't for whatever reason. I don't want that to slow down the program or get in the way of that. So this will just be materially, they're building future programs, adding on top of this. So lots of new stuff is coming in this current body as well. But at least you've got 9 weeks straight ready to go, no matter what happens to the baby, the biscuit. I'm also going to be seeing a doctor soon for a second opinion about a knee replacement, total knee replacement. But just I'm sharing this with you because I had gotten away from swings for a while. And when I hurt my lower back a couple of years ago, it actually happened on a light kettlebell swing while I was filming. And that was it took about 2 years to do the full rehabilitation. It was a significant injury, a major injury. The most pain I've ever had in my life was the first 24 hours after it happened, because I heard it initially in the first minute of the video, and I had to get the video done. And this was back when I was more of a procrastinator with content, not as scheduled ahead. And now I'm ahead on so many things, which is great, because if something comes up, it doesn't mess with the flow. This is just a life tip there for you. You're welcome. Business tip in particular. But I had stopped swinging for a significant period of time before the injury had happened. And I think there's just a level of resilience it can give to your back that is just special. And for me, especially since I no longer do, and I shared this recently, like my 500-pound deadlift that I did 10 years ago this month, right before I took the Men's Health gig, actually. I did this big powerlifting cycle for about 6 months to a year. And I got it up to 525 at one point too, no belt, overhand grip. But as I shared in the post to my members, there's no doubt that video and the training for that video contributed to that lower back issue I had. It took what was already going to be wear and tear, getting over 40, and it just took any space between those discs and just slowly put it down and set me up for that injury. There's no doubt about it. But the swing became a way in which I could back the weight down significantly. You only need about 25 to 50 pounds based on body weight. I recommend about a quarter of your body weight to kind of get it best. But even if you go a little bit lighter, as I mentioned to our members, it's always better to be in the light side. I'll show you how to make a light low go a longer way with progressions, whether you go from a staggered stance to adding movement to adding range of motion, like going overhead or going to single arm options and stuff like that as well. Ultimately, you want to have a lighter, heavier, and ideally a light, medium, heavy. But I'm 205, 210-ish. I'm using mostly a 24 kg bell, which I believe is like 53 pounds. And that's a great weight. But sometimes I go down to the 20 if I'm doing more single arm stuff or longer duration or just light mobility and practice. And again, that's part of what you, just like with any loads, it's not like you need hundreds of pounds, 2.5 pounds, 5 pounds in between. We have a member, shout out to Gabriel. who has an adjustable kettlebell. I've never used them, but some people like those as well, kind of space saving. And again, you can use dumbbells, but I wouldn't recommend it, especially the dumbbells would be better for, in my opinion, more of an EHO style, because you're not going to get as sweaty as you would an extended session where the bell can slip on you. And really the best option is ski or swings, but and I'm going to be showing you guys, and part of this too, I've been reworking my swing form, and I've got a lot of tips and tricks, stuff I never even did when I learned swings. And adding a little more bend in the knee, but not so much so that it becomes a squat. But I think I think a mistake with swings, there's nothing wrong with a pure hinge swing, but I do think there's a benefit to at least working in a variation where there's a little more knee bend. So you kind of end in more, less of a pure hinge and more of kind of that shortstop linebacker, tennis, athletic position with those bends, ankles, knees, hips. So stay tuned for that as well. But it's as simple as doing one or two sets a day of 10 to 20 reps. You can work into your practice, and then, no more than 50 to 100 reps total, because again, we don't want to wear the hands down too much. I actually like one recommendation I have, so there'd be electrical tape or even hockey style grip tape putting over your handle. So it's less likely to slip on you with sweat and extended use, and also less likely to develop callousing. So just note that as well. But that's just a great way. I just shared the study with you. I see more stuff coming about this all the time. Stuff I've been telling you for years, validated finally through science, which I could really care less about. But I know for some people that only consider something once the research proves it. But it's what we know. And by the way, a separate study I saw was more about how it actually helps with recovery and maximizing muscle protein synthesis. Another one I saw was just the importance of blood sugar management throughout your day. And in fact, that an hourly movement, EHO style, actually helps better manage blood sugar than one extensive burst of exercise. And why do you think? Because it's peppered throughout your day, especially like between meals and stuff like that. You're more often than not shuttling nutrients to the cells. They're less likely to be stored. They're more likely to be utilized. So it's just great for overall health and performance. And again, the swing is just one of those drills. I want you to learn it correctly, because again, you do things wrong. Most people have seen that viral video, not to call her out, but it was the Jillian Michaels kettlebell video where it was one of her DVDs, and she did this, I guess it was a swing through where she went into full flexion and the bell was way behind her. The head was almost on the floor, so we don't want that to happen. Jordan just jumped in. Uncle Baby Bejota, the biscuits. Can't wait for this program to start. The 2021 content doesn't get the credit it deserves, man. Can't wait to dive into it again and hit the Stream Fit workouts as well. I appreciate that, man. It's really, really good stuff. And I look back at a lot of that content too. And these full day shoots, sometimes 3 to 5 days in a row, that certainly is worn down. Even when you're doing good movements, quality movements, a good form of technique, that amount, I've really put my body through a lot. And that's part of what, and I've been talking about a lot during the live workouts recently, if you're not sure why you want to do this, I will tell you this: at some point you won't be able to anyway. Things will be taken away from you. The gratitude just to go in and push yourself mentally, physically, how can it elevate you? And I talk about it to do, not to live longer, but it's to live better while you're here. That's really why I do this stuff and why I try to promote it to you guys. Because again, a lot of how long we live is way outside of our hands, and it's sometimes baked in genetics, and there's other things that come up too. We hope this can extend life, but what's the point of extending life if you're not living a quality of life anyway, right? So to me, it's all about quality of life. And, so I'm grateful that, and I know, because I know a lot of you are around my age now too, where you're like, man, that's how do I keep this going? How do I stay young with kids, with all the work? And a lot of us have to have side hustles to stay afloat with our businesses, or just our overall monthly nut we have to cover with the cost of living and everything else like that too. And part of why I'm so passionate about the EHO, and again, I don't feel like people have really bought into it, and things take a while, but maybe it will never happen. A lot of my members have, and they can speak to the benefits of it. On days when I'm so overworked and I'm editing video, all those videos are up for you guys. Like almost, it's getting close to 60 videos. If you would know how much time it takes to do all the stuff that it takes to do each video and to get it up, on those days, a lot of what I'm doing is just in between uploads and edits, I'm hitting 10 to 20 reps of something, or I'm hanging for, as little as 10 to 20 seconds or upwards of 1 to 2 minutes. I'm doing all this stuff so that even if I can't get to a training session at the end of the day, or I have to do a modified version of whatever that is, or again, I've already done my movement baseline, and I'm always hitting singles and throwing jabs and putting points on the board. And where other people are on or off, I'm on the scoreboard mentality, knowing that scoreboard is a lifetime scoreboard, or it's a bank, and every coin, every movement I do, every set is a coin I throw into that bank. I don't look at it the way I used to, which is either I do this 90-day challenge or the 75 hard, where I don't think I can have is water, broccoli, and skinless chicken, and then no other vices to prove to myself, I'm more of a man than anyone else. That's nice to do every once in a while, but that's obviously not sustainable. And then that puts people in a situation where they are on or off instead of being the dimmer switch that you need to be in life. So if there's one thing you take away from this, and you're not going to join and become a member, which is crazy why you wouldn't, it's only $20 a month, cancel anytime. Take a look at the comments in the videos, the members enjoying these workouts. Literally the most value I've ever put into a subscription program I've ever done, because I'm leveraging years of work and experience, and there's such a good mix of content. Some is more of live, follow along in real time. Others is more edited. So I really feel like that you're missing out if you're not going to join us, and this is a great time to do so. But learn the swing properly. Also great for your grip. And most people tend to lag on their back musculature, glutes, hamstrings, weak lower backs, poor posture. The new workouts I'll be making, maybe I might be calling them the Swingers Club. I'm not sure, which is a little double entendre. But there will be a lot of mobility and like corrective exercises that go with the swing. Stuff that, when I was 32 filming some of the original versions of these, there was a concept of it, but like, you know how it is in life. You're young and you do all the hard stuff and not much of the stuff that actually matters the most. And then you're old and you have issues. And now the only way you can get to the hard, fun stuff is by doing the stuff you had not done enough of. So it'll be nice too, because I'm in that kind of weird spot with you guys where we have people, the vast majority of our audience is like 10 years younger and 10 years older than me, and everything in between. So like 32 through 52. And what a 32-year-old does versus a 42-year-old, a 52-year-old, it can look a lot different. So I'm balancing giving enough challenge and intensity to the people that are still young and want to do it, with getting, the more evolved, lower impact, lower volume, more mobility focused, more frankly, maintaining all the youthful attributes we developed when we were younger that are harder to do now. And so that's really what I'm trying to balance now. And I'll figure it out. It's a new challenge, and it's a good one, because if anything too, our younger people can say, oh, you know what? I got to start looking at some of these too, because you'll get there. And I've even been thinking about do I need to make a program called like X40 or the 40s, where it's just like, these are workouts designed for people 40 plus. And then we also had people ask too about like wanting to do a bulletproof and a lot more mobility. And that's part of what I'm going to be kind of developing also in real time, along with this program that you can do complementary to this. And so membership not only accesses this, but you're going to get, again, ongoing new stuff and the latest, greatest, et cetera. So that was the first thing, a daily swings challenge. I highly recommend it. There's already up how to do a swing, my top 15 variations, all that stuff. But the really good stuff will be ad-free, VIP, and a lot more fun stuff to come on that as well. So I know you'll love it. And it's, if you're more of a knee dominant person too, you have knee pain, like this is, I'm making this for you through me. So to the swing focused workouts. Now we just did an FUEGO. We did this box squat series as part of like, as just a quick thing. The reason I made it, the part of what I'm dealing with, especially in the left knee, is just a very unstable patella, and then deformity in the knee and spurs and stuff like that. And it's crazy too. I'm the lunge man. I got a whole lunge man logo, 90-degree angles as part of our athleisure line. And now I can't really lunge unassisted. unless I want to risk flaring it up. So again, it's like Michael Jordan. Well, he's there now. He doesn't jump, but it would be like Michael Jordan marketing the Jumpman brand, unable to jump. So, I mean, it's fun. It's fun stuff, isn't it? But again, good stuff will come out of this, and you're going to benefit from my pain and discomfort. And hopefully you don't have to go through this as well. But we made a series of box squat workouts because the box squat is a way that I can continue to really like keep legs that look like they squat 300, 400, 500 pounds, but use mostly body weight. And then use it also for conditioning too, because it's low impact. Even compared to walking, there's not impacting forces when my feet are more fixed on the floor. Besides, there's some jumps and we did in that too, but it was, peppered in and we built up to it. But I wanted to give you guys a swings version of that. Feel free to continue to, by the way, you can work in some of those box squat burner workouts in this program. People do that. That's cool too, but that's kind of what I was thinking as well. And again, the 6 routines are already up for those Fridays, plus a Battle of the Bells finisher where JCB and I go ahead. I use dumbbells, he used kettlebells, and it's the same workout, but it kind of shows you guys, and they're all finishers, by the way. So you can repeat them multiple times, resting like 2 to 3 minutes between each one. Some are abs, arms, glutes, legs, full body. So you can even, if you wanted to eventually group them all together for a full 30-minute workout of just finishers, you could do that too. But that's also a cool way to kind of see like how I use a dumbbell versus the kettlebell and us kind of going head to head. That was some of the favorite content I've ever made. So you'll have access to that. And I'll be making the new, more, I guess you could call it old man strength focused swing workouts, more mobility stuff. And I'll be dripping that throughout the program as well. So wanted to touch on that. Gains workouts will be on Monday. I took my 2021 gains program and I have broken them up accordingly for these kind of metabolic bodybuilding style, gorilla corn gain style workouts you do to start the week. And you can do one that's 20 minutes, or you can do 2 20-minute routines based on schedule and fitness level. So again, I always want to, and I've touched on this many times, it's okay to just do the 20. And if you can do the full 40, great, but be okay. The 20, that's a coin in the bank. That's a jab. That's a single, right? That's a point on the board. That's the mindset we have to be in with this stuff. Because again, everybody has a plan, and I get you guys this nice plan. I mean, very few people could do the full plan exactly as prescribed. You might miss a day. You might have to move things around, push it to. You can use the weekends if you need to. Can't hit Wednesday's workout. I'll push things back a day, and that's part of what weekends off gives you, that flexibility to kind of go into the weekend when you need. Or some of you actually do more training on the weekends because you actually have the time to do it. So again, and if you're only doing half of the routines, great. I am totally cool with that. And you want to just bounce around between other stuff, or you got a good plan in place, that works too. But some of my all-time classics, like you can't make these any better than they were. I mean, I can make different versions of it, but like these were true classics. Thermogenic tempo training using tempo for extended time under tensions and epic pump and burns. Some amazing wheel workouts, pump and burn wheels. Killer cardio wheels is a little more cardio metabolic focused. Pump and burn wheels is more muscle gain, bodybuilder focused. There's my metabolic bodybuilding stacks, where now we start stacking multiple movements to the same body zone to make lightweight feel heavy and get precious pump and burns. And there's also, as part of your 3-week active recovery, you only need to do like one hard workout a week during that time. And that's like, it's a Friday workout so that you can take advantage of your cheat meals. And that's like that 40 to 50 minute, like giant stacks workout. Man, such a good routine, hits all of the body parts, like true old school bodybuilding, molded more through time-based protocol, follow along format instead of just kind of rep-based type of stuff, so that you don't have to count, you just get into it. And also so that if your weights are too light, it doesn't matter because you're working for time. You will get properly fatigued. So great way to start. And by the way, if you're like, you know what, I need to flip things, like I'd actually rather do the gain stuff on Fridays and I'll put the Friday workout on Monday or whatever else, like I'm okay with that. Like I'm setting it up for you so you don't have to think, but if you want to think and you need to, based on what's going on individually for you, customize it, have fun. And then on Tuesday and Thursday, we had a lot of great feedback on having set mobility focused routines for off day recovery, versus just say, do the stretch and that type of stretch. So I set those up for you as well. Step up mobility flows, push up mobility flows. And then you got to get into, right, even if you're not gonna do the program but you're a member, you got to do the ball mobility flow. I've made a new version of it recently. I'm going to be sharing in a follow along style with you guys, that I've been doing a lot for spine, hip, the stick mobility flow, the wall mobility flow. Also have the opportunity to do some additional core work on those days. And you can reference Old School Abs or what I put in there for you, on where it's appropriate. Like I actually have you doing ball mobility flow, then into ball abs or ball core, 2 different ball core circuits. Because again, this is not beach. We're talking beach body, so we are talking a lot of, a lot of shoulder girdle, abs, and then leg work. But particularly, depending if you wear long board shorts, you're more focused on the upper body. But and then also I'm going to be dripping some more swim content as well that could be used for Tuesday, Thursday off days. But I didn't want to put that in the plan necessarily right away. So I don't want people, I need a pool. People they'll see one thing they can't do and think they can't access the whole thing. So that'll be a separate thing. I'm actually creating a water program from scratch. I've been working on it now for 3 to 5 years. And now I'm working on adding the swim component. And I'm starting with a flotation device, flotation vest, a kickboard, and one of those buoys that you can kind of squeeze to help elevate or float the legs. So the workout is basically regressive, not that I can do it and not sink. So more stuff on that too. But so that's what Tuesday and Thursday looks like. And again, some would say, well, I don't know if I'm up for the intensity of this program. Well, you can join and just do Tuesday and Thursdays. And then maybe you do Tuesday and Thursday only for the 6 weeks. And then you come back and do the full program. And that actually gives you kind of a restart to build confidence, get ready for the harder stuff. Wednesdays, hump day, is going to be kettlebell focused training plus additional body weight ab work. So that you can do one or the other based on your time. Again, as little as 20 minutes, most times upwards of 40 plus. If you have the time, choice is yours. Score some points. Don't worry about getting, all the points, just at least 8 points scored. And you start basically going through with the homie JCB, beginner, intermediate, advanced kettlebell, then some progressions on those, the kettlebell kamikaze, bands and bells. He even made an awesome, I believe in the 6th week, as a lot of that training accumulates, we unload you and you do his combat. He's actually a BJJ guy, kettlebell guy, BJJ guy. He also does a lot of, now he's actually teaching, as you mentioned in the podcast I share with you guys, I think it's Qigong, but it's like a more meditative movement style, like Tai Chi style stuff as well. Again, he's incredible. But it's just a great combat cardio bodyweight workout you can incorporate as well. Again, just classics. You save them for later. The ones you really enjoy, put them on YouTube. You can do that. You can create your own playlists from the members only content. And then you can also do my bodyweight abs program in addition to that. So you get lots of abs. There'll be no shortage of ab work here. And those are also great. Like those bodyweight abs workouts are like the ideal travel hotel workouts. Because again, you don't need anything except 5.0. We use sliders, but you can bring that with you easily to a hotel room. But just note those. Those are incredible. But it'll be kettlebell stuff on Wednesday. So, but weekends off. Now, like I mentioned, you can use the weekends off to push days back as needed while doing the program and kind of getting them on the weekends. You can also say, I want more abs. Well, reference our members only VIP Old School Abs playlist. You'll see some of those routines, but the full sequence, especially the strength stuff and the higher level stuff with the abs wheel and that type of stuff, the leg raises, hanging leg raises, that's all on our Old School Abs playlist. You want more shoulders, hit up superhero shoulders routines on the weekend. You want more back, add in the hangs challenge and work some daily hangs into the equation. And then if you don't have a kettlebell and you say, well, I can't do this program because there's too much kettlebell stuff, you can do another program like El Fuego, where you can use mainly just a dumbbells, I think, throughout the whole time. There's kettlebell options, but all you need is dumbbells, some bands, a mini band, body weight. You could do our new Double X. A lot of you love the Express program. I've made an extreme Express program that first month, the first 6, double X 1 through 6. You could take that on. Those are as little as 20 minutes, upwards of an hour. You could do that for 4 weeks. And there's also some bonus routines that can make it a 6+ week program. And then, or you could just do the old Gorilla Corn Gains style workouts, that 1 year plan again. So, and by the way, like you do that, and I'm going to work in one of the routines I can do from Summer Swole. That's how you take advantage of what we're currently working on, what we've made in the past, and accommodate it for your particular setups. So I wanted to touch on that too. But this will be, again, all in, including a 3-week active recovery period. This takes you to the 4th of July weekend. And then we'll move on to our next program from there, which I'll be kind of working on throughout Summer Swole, based on the poll I did in terms of people wanting more bodybuilding, more mobility, that type of stuff. And again, we get more kettlebell. You're going to get a lot more. I'll eventually create a kettlebell playlist too and add that to the new stuff I'm making beyond what's currently there. So any questions for me? This is a fast one, but I wanted to get it to you guys quick as we start 5/5/25. And you can start whenever, but that's when all of us are jumping on it here for the most part, unless they're currently working on another program. The only questions I fielded, again, were about my kettle. I don't have a kettlebell heavy enough to be quarter of my body weight. That's just a guideline. Obviously, on things like 2-arm swings, that'll, it might just be a little bit too light for you, but that's okay. Especially as we move to kind of more single arm stuff or staggered stuff, or it's better to have a lighter than a heavier because you can actually move on to the progressions more easily. But that is a good weight to work with, just to consider. Again, people like guidelines and standards. Matthew is saying, can we get more follow-along massage for the off days? So Matthew, we have, if you go to Mobility Flows, there are massage gun routines, foam roll routines. There are some extra ones I'll be adding as well that I finally got a chance to add it and get up. And I'll be working more of those into rotation as well. But make sure you check out all the ones that are, there's a ton of them over there under Mobility Flows, which has mobility, massage, all that good stuff, ball stuff. Carlos says, thanks, just having to be on YouTube. Do you announce these live chats just like I got on now? Yeah. So one thing to note, if you're a member, I have this high up on our playlist too. It's this virtual member tour, and that'll give you the lay of the land, what to expect, how to maximize your membership. And one thing we do these under posts. I do community posts just for our members only, where I do polls in terms of what the new content coming your way, or learning more about you so I can make the program better suit your needs. Also, I take questions in advance so I can answer them live. And then when many of you can't make the live, you can watch and get answered in replay. And I can also do more detailed answers than I can in writing. So you also want to turn notifications, because every time I go live or I announce a post where I'm going to go live at this time or whatever else, or to take your question so I can answer it live and you can watch the replay, notification that you also get updated on all our member stuff. And by the way, there will be times where like I add 50 videos in a very short period of time because I'm getting them up and stuff. So Matthew says El Fuego was great, lots of fun, and the format was easy to follow with the playlist. Yes, I hope you guys really enjoying the playlist. The way those work too. Playlist description, click that. Your whole schedule is outlined. All right, and then they're also ordered and chronologically based on the schedule. So the ones you'll be doing earlier, you want to watch right away, higher up, and then at the bottom is the stuff towards the end and everything in between. So honestly, it's such a seamless way to do it. It's one of the big aspects of YouTube I've really enjoyed from going Vimeo to YouTube, is that the playlist, just such an easy way to set it up and that type of thing. But yes, Jordan says, no questions, but really digging this year. I put some solid size in this year. My wife approves. What else matters? All right. And I still got to figure out getting the Arthritis willing shirts. No, we're not going to make any new shirts, but I would like a shirt that says Arthritis willing. And then also wife approved. That's a decent shirt to consider as well. But we got that point. So yeah, Carlos, if you go to the home navigation tab, you'll see posts. That's where I tend to do daily posts. Some of the posts are public, and then the other are members only posts. And so that's also where you hear about like when a podcast is coming. A lot of times too, that I don't do these preset because I can't guarantee necessarily when I can come on live. And then sometimes in the past, you schedule, the internet goes out. So that's why the posts are great. I get your questions in advance. I can answer them. You can watch the replay and get the answers in full detail. Hopefully that makes sense. Carlos says, appreciate it. Gorilla Corn Gains is kicking my butt. Love the workouts. Yeah, that's awesome program. 1 year focus. But again, too, feel free to work on some of the newer stuff as well. Matthew's asking, any plans you can share about sleeves sold separately? Sure, to the best of my ability. We've been at a standstill for the last 2 years for lots of reasons. One, my wife has transitioned into a new career, and she still helps manage that, but that has also shifted the focus a bit. And with the way the economy has gone, the costs of everything, I've been open about how difficult it's been to do this business, all types of business, frankly, but just trying to keep things afloat. And we've been trying to do that in that sense. We haven't made anything new in a couple of years. I've been doing a lot of sales and discounts on the stuff that we do have that we want to continue to sell. But we really just don't know. It was awesome. 2018 through even the start of the pandemic, and then pretty much since 2021, people's tastes and preferences and spending habits have completely changed. People are no longer buying apparel. They're less likely to buy supplements. They're no longer buying fitness programs. It's been hell business-wise. Luckily, I still have my health besides the arthritis. But that's really the most I can share. I don't know what. One thing I will say, we will continue to do, like right now, we're doing a buy one, get one free on the shorts. That will be ending soon. So go to sleepsoseparately.com. My favorite shorts, it is swim season. So you want to get some gym, like a lot of the Lunge Man is gym and swim. So you can take it to the pool and the beach. The Lux Man are the ones I wear the most often in my workout videos, my walks. Really, it's unfortunate because I do believe it's the best short. It's the best short I've ever worn in terms of cut, fit, feel. But just it's been tough selling and tough sledding on all things. But apparel, and again, because we don't get our stuff from sweatshops in China, we manufactured in downtown LA here. So it's American manufactured. It has to be priced higher, which again makes it more difficult to sell when people don't have the money nor have the budget, because they've shifted other focuses or stuff like that too. So that's the best I can say. I don't know what the long-term plan is. Worst case scenario, we'll do a big liquidation blowout on it because I do want to get my garage cleaned out. That's where we're holding that's where we hold the apparel. It's clean, it's nice, but we need to clear out the space at some point. So, but as of right now, I'm not too bullish on us making new stuff, but we'll continue to sell what we currently have at large discounts. It was great when it was great, and now it's not. But what are you going to do? You live and you learn. So hopefully that makes sense. But it's still the stuff I wear in the videos. Great stuff. Just the economy has been fucking brutal, and it has not been an easy for small business owners of any type. But I think the fashion industry as a whole has really gotten slammed. Obviously, fitness, I think probably more than 60+% that were in business before the pandemic are no longer and have changed careers. And I'm just trying to fight to keep this going as best I can. And that's what we're doing. So hopefully that makes sense. I appreciate the question. And we haven't really said too much because we just don't know. There's just so much uncertainty and instability. And so what can you do? Let me see if I miss any other questions. So yes, I think that's it. Stay tuned for a lot more. I wanted to get just a basic program overview and highlights to you guys. If anything, just start doing some daily swings. I just shared today how to perfect your swing setup in just 19 seconds. It's a nice, clean, quick video. Any other final questions? Oh, we did have another one asking about forearms. My 5 favorite forearm exercises. You can't beat the old school wrist roller, and you obviously can buy one, or you can just get like a dowel and string to attach plates to. But obviously rolling through flexion versus rolling through extension, that's a complete forearm workout, especially great for like extended, like 5 to 10 passes up and down or rolls. Can be like a 2 to 5 minute set. Incredible for those stamina, very stamina focused muscles. Hangs, carries or farmer's walks, reverse curls, which is palms down or overhand, and also swings are great for blowing up your forearms. And you can also get like grippers and work. I've shared a video too where you get those webs, or you take a rubber band, you wrap around the thumb and the pinky, and just work on extending to get the antagonists of your flexors. Those are great to kind of watching TV, driving, as long as you still have one hand in the wheel. Those are great too. They're not necessarily going to be as good. Well, the thing is too, they help create more activation and stamina, which will feed more muscle growth on kind of the more loaded exercises. But you can't beat carries. Just the other day, I just did like the workouts I prefer the most. It was just like I set the clock for 20 minutes. I had 2 24-kilogram kettlebells, and I carried them very slowly and methodically, as if I was walking slow motion to work on my gait, slight bend in the knee to kind of work on my knee stability, but very active shoulder girdle, grip. And when I start to get fatigued, I sumo deadlifted the weights down, and then I did push-ups until I got fatigued. And then I carried again. I just go like that for 20 minutes. Those are the workouts that I do the most often. I love simple, effective workouts like that. I just did it outside by the pool. It was just beautiful. After like a bunch of some stick mobility, and then I after that workout, I hit the heavy bag a bit. Then I jumped in the pool and did some swim drills. So that's a classic one. But that's a great beach body workout, by the way. And I could have even worked in some single kettlebell swings into that. Some classic beach workouts in the kettlebell. Obviously pairing carries and push-ups, pairing swings and push-ups. I have a workout like that I'm going to be filming for you guys for the new swing stuff that I've been working, which is a lot of fun. You could do kettlebell squats and push-ups, or even you want to make it really lower body intensive, kettlebell swings and squats pair really well. But I just love like having one movement that's like self-limiting, like you carry until you can't, and then you do push-ups, and you're resting your grip while you're doing the push-ups, and you get right back into the carries, and it's just nonstop movements, but just 1 or 2 simple exercises. And by the way, you can start working in like EMOM style stuff. People that wanted to kind of continue the box squat stuff, I had some stuff I was going to share with you guys, but like, 10 box squats every minute on the minute for 10 minutes, 10 swings every minute on the minute for 10 minutes. Great single move focused workouts that can be mini workouts, finishers, and you can start stacking them together, or you could go set up an EMOM where you're doing on the evens, on the odds, you're doing 10 swings. On the evens, you're doing 10 box squats, for example. And you've won that for 20 or even up to 30 minutes. Just some simple, effective workouts. I'll do a member poll at some point. I was just wondering if you guys would also consider, I know the follow along stuff is obviously it's done for you and it's great and all that stuff too, but considering like a program, like if I was going to do old school bodybuilding or, like the way you don't do that follow along style. You do that. You basically have 3 to 5 movements you work, and there's a set rep or work rest protocol, and you just do it. And I'd write them out for you in a post that only members would see. And there would be a companion video showing whatever moves were required, but it's kind of, you take it and go. These are to-go workouts because, I can get you more of those. Those are much easier to fulfill. These follow-along workouts that I have to film and edit for you guys, or even making it live, like that long video takes a lot of time to process and get. So I'll do a poll on that, just see what level of interest there is. And that doesn't mean that we'll take away the follow alongs or the edits, just to work it into the mix, because some styles of training don't make sense for follow along. And in fact, the follow along would be distracting for the level of high focus required. So just something to note. Lots of great stuff will be coming. But yeah, if you're a VIP, click join underneath this video. Become a VIP today, $20 a month, cancel anytime. Ad-free access to Summer Swole, El Fuego, Superhero Shoulders, Old School Abs, Daily Hangs Challenge, Gorilla Corn Gains Collection. Also Origins, Shred, Gains itself, I will be adding as well, the full lengths. Those are 1 to 2 hour videos for those that want to, do that program. So Matt says, thank you, man, for keeping us going. I will, man. We'll keep it going. My job is to keep you guys going, and no matter what I've going on as well. And again, that's my focus, and that's what motivates me each day to keep pushing. And I know you guys want that bulletproof content and ability content. I'm working on a lot of stuff right now in real time as I manage some of these issues. So learning, building, evolving, but also trying to meet as many of you where you're currently at, whether you're 32, 42, 52. We'll keep building this out, and I appreciate you guys. Very helpful participating in our members only community polls under posts. That's really helped. Like now I know, I was like, I don't want to make a kettlebell program, because what if they don't have kettlebell? But when 96% of you have at least one kettlebell, it's great. It's like I'd love to make more kettlebell content, because it does allow me to do a lot of stuff in small spaces and not have to put a lot of impact on my knees, but really maintain a lot of my strength and power and fast twitch fibers and cardiometabolic. So a lot more of that will be coming as well, but a ton of it's there that I probably say 90+% of you have never seen before. And I'll be making newer versions, evolved versions, old man versions as well. Let's call it fine-tuned. And by the way, you'll see you'll see Uncle Baby from like 10 years ago. And I definitely look and sound older, but I got more muscle and better. The physique looks better now. I'm not going to lie to you. Even though I have all these limitations, it really shows you what daily consistent work can do. And also, if you're willing and able to learn how to manage the inevitable wear and tear that comes to your body, it is amazing how much you continue to progress, or at least maintain what you built before a lot of this stuff happened. So, because I shout out to Kim G, one of our longtime VIPs. I do monthly FaceTimes with her as well. She, by the way, see that sign there, Gorilla Corn Gains? She's a welder. She custom made that. Special person. And I know she's been, when I was joking with her, when it rains, it pours. She got a little bit of knee stiffness and the wrist and the elbow, her shoulder acted up, and then her pool broke down. And I know firsthand how depressing it can be when you can't exercise on a given day, or you're shut down and you're managing an injury and stuff like that. I've been there. I know how much it sucks. I want you guys to never have to deal with it, but you're going to at some point. It's just life. And the biggest thing I can impart upon you is allow yourself to have the period, it sucks. Yeah, feel it. But then immediately find a way to work around, but also through. There's just some things you can't avoid. You just have to know how to regress it enough and let your ego go to the side, so that you're like, my muscles can handle this, but the joint can't. So what does that mean? It doesn't mean I'm a weak person. It means that I need to give and the joints, frankly, they just take 5 to 10 times longer to respond to training than the muscles do, which is why you should never take things like steroids and these performance enhancers unless you can make millions of dollars with doctor supervision, because that actually just accelerates that difference, whereby the muscles grow so much faster, even than normal, that the joints basically just get destroyed in the process. So I'm even playing with, not to show too much leg here, but desperate times call for desperate. I'm trying everything. I'm playing with KT tape And then I have to plan. I don't want to be filming with this stuff on because it looks like a science experiment. It's kinesio tape to help with patellar tracking, the arthritic swelling. I've been playing with it for a couple of days now, and again, I'll share a ton more as it comes. But what I'm really trying to say is, I get it. It happens to all of us, but that's why you really need to identify routines. I can always do this. So you have these back pocket workouts, and you just always find a way to keep working on something. And your knees are swollen. I can do a lot of ab work. I can jump in the pool, and I can run. I do a lot of now with the flotation vest. I just sprint while floating. So like, it's even less impact than running in the water because my feet never even touch the floor. And I'm getting the traction of my hips, and it's actually an incredible core workout because my abs have to create the stability for my pelvis and shoulders. And I can go super intense. I got a ton of, I really encourage you. And by the way, that poll, 3/4 of you have at least year-round or seasonal pool access. Check out I already have over 100 videos of water content, but I'm learning swimming from scratch with flotation vests and other assisted devices as part of the way to manage this arthritis. And what I will say too, like, swimming's all about the abs, the hips, and the shoulders. So hip flexors, glutes, the trunk, the lats. I mean, you look at swimmers; they have some of the best lat development ever. My wife has a bike, and I ordered one of those magnetic stands for the bike so I can put it on there and actually create resistance, because there would be like, I may right now only be able to walk 2 or 3 times a week instead of daily, which sucks because I had a daily walk streak for a very long time with planned days off as needed, but and then kind of alternating walking, cycling days, because, cyclists, what the bike or cycling can do for the quads is unreal. What swimming can do for your lats is unreal. So as we move in summer SWOLE, Beachbody, I encourage you to get in the water. And I'll share a ton of drills like that as well. And I've talked about how I love to bodyboard in Malibu whenever I can, and just take that training you've been doing during the fall, the winter, and then actually bring it out and express it, whether it be on vacation or just at your favorite lake, river, with safety, right? So yeah, lots of cool stuff coming. Any final questions? Gabriel says, thank you for the awesome program, and I appreciate it, buddy. Hope that kettlebell is treating you well, that 40-pound adjustable. But I think that's it for now. I really struggle to close these out. Final thing I'll say, I don't know if Jordan's still on, but I just hope the Lakers don't give up in Game 5. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. I know most of you don't give a shit, so that's why I saved it all the way to the end. But thank you guys for listening. Click join to become a VIP member today. You will not regret it. $20 a month, cancel anytime. Summer SWOLE and all the other programs from yours truly. Decade plus archive, continuing to add as well. So we'd love to have you. Stay tuned for more kettlebell, more swings, more mobility, more pool, and more overall like summer focused outdoor content. Love you guys. Peace.